Hello everyone, this is Aletha Prime, and I would like to welcome you to a very special episode today. Eventually I will be getting back to Primecraft, but for the last, 2 weeks or so, I've been trying to get some stuff finished here on the Welsknight server, because yesterday we just had our server tour where we got to meet the great Welsknight, and also show off all the things that we've been able to do. So he will be posting videos of each of the base tours and also videos of the community builds, but I wanted to take some time and show you the things that I've managed to accomplish in the year that I've been on this server. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Spawn Town. So basically this is where everyone, for the most part, would get started, and yeah, so there was a community mine where we were able to get stone to make tools, and everyone was allowed to kind of pick an area to build and kind of showcase their initial kind of small building styles. And so my house happens to be in this direction, right over here. So this was the very first thing that I built on the server. I had no idea kind of what I was going to do. I didn't really have a plan, and so I thought it'd be kind of fun just to do sort of an open format, I guess. And yeah, kind of enjoyed doing kind of the semi-rounded shape, not completely round. But yeah, let me go ahead and come inside. There's not a whole lot in here because I didn't really spend a whole lot of time in here once I figured out where my base was going to be. I thought I left some food in here, but maybe some... Oh yeah, there's a little bit of food. So that way, in case I or anybody else needed to come in and grab some, they could. So yeah, this is the main floor. Not a whole lot down here. I couldn't quite figure out how to decorate the interior. Same with up here. I did manage to find a feathery little friend, so I left him right here and got our bed. And I always thought this would be kind of a fun place to, gather with friends and kind of enjoy, some drinks and watching the sunrise or the sunset, depending on which direction. Have a nice view of the ocean and, some of the ships in the harbor, of which I think there's only like 1 or 2 of them. But anyway, also I added these fence gates so that way I could have an easy way of... come on! Aha! There we go. Of flying over the town. So as you can see, there are a lot of people that were involved in this season, and so many of them are just absolutely fantastic builders and just wonderful people. I've had a really wonderful year, and I'm super stoked for this next season. Yeah, so as you can see, Spawn Town stretches all the way over here. But if we head in this direction, you'll see the Wells Needle. I'm not sure what happened to that little section right there. A birthday cake where the birthday girl actually gave us presents. And if we head over here, then we arrive in the marketplace. But anyway, yep, so I decided to open a landscaping shop. Always important to close the doors. And here's my sheep freeloader. He spawned in here naturally and has never left, and he never really does anything here, so I thought that was a fitting name for him. So basically what I sell here are the different kinds of flowers, and I also sell leaves, and just a couple other things that people might use in order to make their bases a little bit pretty. So anything from ferns to dead bushes to clay pots and vines and bone blocks as well. And as you see, the prices for each of these is listed on the front. Over here was my other shop, which I developed later into the season, and I will show you where I got the supplies for this. This is my shop called Perfectly Safe. And basically what it is I sell heads. Yep, you heard that correctly. I take the heads off of some of these lovely creatures and I sell them. So, to kind of demonstrate some of the wares, unfortunately my skeleton somehow escaped. I don't know where he went. But yeah, we have Pam here, displaying a lovely zombie head, and we have Boomer, who ended up... I don't know exactly how he ended up getting charged, but I will take it. This is a creeper, and yep, so I sell creeper heads, and this is Killer the Murderous. I caught him on a rampage and decided to keep the rest of the server safe by keeping him right here. Yep, and here he will stay. Ooh! Oh, nice! Oh, that's right, somebody did buy a skeleton head from us, so I'm going to leave that there to try and entice any other last-minute buyers in case they want to come and get the heads. We are out of zombie heads, unfortunately, so anyway, yeah, so that is Perfectly Safe. Alright, so that's down the east tunnel, and we are gonna go south and make sure that we eat. And this box, which is huge and doesn't... a little bit of an eyesore, I'm sorry, is what I made. So this is my maze. It is actually a three-dimensional maze in the sense that you start in the middle, and you actually can go up and down and left and right and in all sorts of different directions and try and find your way out through the top. And so if you go the wrong way, then, yep, who knows. So yeah, I actually had a ton of fun building this. What I did is I ended up building the entire set of walls and then working on the inside. So that way I could see what I was doing, but, you know, no curious passerbys could get some insight into how it was going to work. And so what I did is I ended up using sandstone slabs to mark out the pathways. So I would, you know, go in one direction and then build a pillar up and add some ladders to it and go up in that direction. And then, yeah, so then... okay, brain, please work. Thank you. I would use other materials to make the wrong pathways, so that way I could keep in mind two things. One, to make sure that the puzzle was actually solvable, so that way I didn't, you know, cut off in a section that I wasn't supposed to, and to make it so that way the different pathways didn't accidentally intersect themselves, because I have a couple of like checkpoints in here. So basically once you reach those points, you can't really go backwards from there, just to kind of keep you moving forward and keep you from getting hopelessly lost in here. There were a couple times when people actually cut themselves out of the maze, and I was less than thrilled by that. But you know what, it is what it is. A number of people have had fun with it though. I really enjoyed it. And also, as a token of, well, just to kind of remember your victory, there's a gift shop as well. So if you finish it, you can take a flag of finishing. And then there was also the opportunity to buy merchandise. So there's the commemorative t-shirts. Ooh, yes. Say I completed the maze. There you can actually buy an authentic piece of the maze and take it home with you. You know, it's not very often you get to do that, so I figured people would jump at that opportunity. And then lastly, oh yeah, there were grow your own roof chicken kits. Let's see if I can get up there. So the mascot for this maze is this little fellow right here. And this is Roof Chicken. He basically just kind of, you know, keeps an ear out, making sure, you know, things are going on fine down there, and kind of lets me know if something's gone wrong. So thank you, Roof Chicken, for your service, and I will be sure to see you later. So here we are out in the desert and approaching the next thing that I wanted to show off. This project took me approximately 3 days to complete, just this central area right here, and then a number of days later to do all the decorations. So this is my charged creeper farm. A member of the server was asking for lots and lots of mob heads, and this is the only way, aside from using certain cheaty methods, to get those heads. So basically the way this works is it's a 9x9 grid, and there are 81 possible cells for creepers. So one of the reasons this took so long to put together was because I had to wait for nighttime, and then fortunately with the help of some other people, we were able to fill pretty much almost all of these squares. Some of them are a little bit more difficult to get into, but yeah, we somehow managed to do it without a total catastrophic failure. Some of the little cells were a little bit more difficult to get the creeper into because you had to lead them up the stairs and have them open up the trapdoor, have them walk over it, and if they didn't walk over it just right, they would just keep coming, and it was a little nerve-wracking at times, but it was fun. So yeah, so I went ahead and did 4 identical sides. I got staircases going on in each direction just to make it easier to look for creepers and yeah, all of that stuff. So one of the reasons that this is located where it is I actually took the coordinates from another YouTuber named Cubfan135, who plays on the Hermitcraft server, because I figured that if he thought this was a decent enough space, I might as well take his word for it. There were also a large number of horses that spawned, and I kind of have a thing for horses in this game, so I kind of decided to keep all of them. Some of them aren't very good, some of them are okay, but horses, I mean, you gotta love these things. I just did an episode almost entirely about horses. But anyway, okay, so Charge Creeper Farm. So the way this works is I am not going to be able to show you exactly how this works right now, but because since we did the tour yesterday, they decided to keep the server on Eternal Day to make sure that nothing spawned when we didn't want it to. So nothing's going to spawn here, so I can't give you any heads. However, what I can do is basically show you how it would work otherwise. So, what's the one we used yesterday? I think that was the one we used yesterday. I would always mark which ones were empty so I knew which ones to replace. So basically I would AFK here and wait for lightning to strike in these areas, and if they managed to strike in any of these stone areas, it would turn a regular creeper into a charge creeper. Now what that does is it makes their blast radius a lot more powerful, but it also means that they can basically blow off the heads of certain other mobs. So you can get skeleton, zombie, and creeper heads. And so what I would do is I would go through this face right here, and I would have to lead a mob up this way. So over these stairs and across these trapdoors, which I would have to open, and I would usually kind of hide to the side and they'd fall down there. And then I would jump down here, and the mob would get caught in the water and come out here, so we would have one little guy right here, and then when I flick the lever, there's water streams that would lead the charge creeper down this way, and he would show up right there. And then in here I have a flint and steel, which I would use to light the creeper on fire, and then I would run away really quickly, and then they would blow up, and they would blow up the other mob, and its head would be deposited right here. So, I could take that off, and here I am. I am Skeleton Aletha. Rawr. I don't know if that's the sound that skeletons make, but we're going with it. Alright, but I don't want a skeleton head for the rest of the tour, so we're gonna do that. Put our shiny hat back on. And... oh yes, right. So I decided to decorate it just because it looked so plain all by itself. I figured if I'm going to put all this work into it, might as well make it look nice. So I used the creeper heads to make all of the banners. And then I went ahead and did sort of... I was kind of inspired by Welsknight's castle to a degree, so I thought it would be fun to add in the creeper faces to match the first one that was over there, but then also experiment with the stone brick in making the walkways and the pillars and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun to put together, you know, just... I'm not very good at planning things, so it was a lot of just trial and error and seeing what worked. A lot of kind of grindy stone placing, so we would have the concrete powder, stone, cobblestone wall with a sea lantern behind it, rinse and repeat until complete, yes. So one of the main ways that we got around this season is actually on the top of the Nether Hub. So if this doesn't really look familiar, it's because it's a place that normally people don't hang out at. So, yeah, we went ahead and put in a bunch of ice paths to make it easy to boat from one place to another, and all the different little branching pathways that go off go to a different person in space who also has a hole in the bedrock. They are going to be getting rid of the way that we normally get rid of bedrock in this next update, but we were able to enjoy it while it lasts. So this is my lovely little hidey hole, and we are going to go down first into a build that... oh, birds, please. This serves absolutely no function, but was kind of fun to put together. No, stay. I don't want you on my shoulder. Can you sit down, please? Please! Floor. Thank you. This was an interesting little accident, the parrots. So anyway, I'm not going to go into that. Yeah, so anyway, I was kind of bored one day and just like, I'm just going to do something different. And so I went ahead and got rid of all of the netherrack that was up by the bedrock, put in some lights, and then added some walls and carpets, and I think it turned out pretty neat. I mean, just for something fun. I mean, it's nothing... Excuse me, ladder. It's nothing huge, it's nothing too elaborate, but you know, it's just kind of fun to put together. So I have this ladder that heads up, but then there's a quick way going down, because I have vines that will catch me at the bottom, fortunately. Yeah, that is a friend's flag. I decided to keep it there just because it makes me happy. So then I have my nether tunnel right here. So this connects actually to the main north tunnel, best tunnel, and I went ahead and added in some ice and some decorations just to make it kind of fun and bright, and to kind of give an idea of like the kind of base that people were going to, and anyone that was, you know, spent really any time with me would be able to recognize this without too much of an issue, just because of the sheer amount of lapis that went into this. So for anyone who doesn't know, I mentioned in my very first episode of Primecraft, I think it was, maybe the second, I don't remember, that I build a lot with lapis blocks, and I highly advise anyone not to build with large quantities of lapis blocks, and I'll show you why in a little bit. But first, let's go ahead and video settings. We are going to change our render distance because I don't want to spoil the surprise too quickly. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and actually step into my base.